Hey guys, it's Ben coming to you with a Sunday update. Uh, from the camera, the weather looks kind of cool outside from this camera, but in truth, it's pretty gray and miserable right now. So it's kind of weird how, yeah. But let's see. Today is August 25th, and I learned the other day that one of my favorite games of all time the remaster is going to be released on September 3rd, and that's pretty exciting to me. I've now, granted, yeah, I have memorized so much of Final Fantasy VIII. I can pretty much run through most of the opening dialogue with you, almost verbatim. I have it on my PS3 from the PSN. For the longest time, it just kind of boggled me a little bit. Although, well, it didn't boggle me because I kind of knew why they weren't, but it was still aggravating. I remember, yeah, when they did the remaster of 9. And they released that, I'm thinking to myself, like, of course, we jumped from 7 to 9. Y'all aren't going to give me 8, and I had kind of resigned that, like, okay, 8's probably not coming out on the PS4. Because, I mean, they're already talking about the PS5, which, my buddy loves to badger me every time I say it like that. I'm like, oh, they're already coming out with the PS5. He always like, dude, this has been the longest life cycle of a game system, PS4, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but doesn't change the fact that I spent a ton of money on this PS4 just so it can be outdated, eventually. But anyway, oh god, but I am looking forward to that remaster. I'm looking forward to seeing people on Twitter going nuts about it, because honestly, I am not the kind of guy who has really participated in active fan community stuff ever. I've always just been the kind of fan who mostly keeps it to myself, or depending on who I'm dating at the time, I will most likely talk their ear off about it, and most of them have no clue what I'm talking about, and they just kind of smile and nod to be nice, But yeah, I think when it comes to Final Fantasy and all that, I just wish that they would take more lessons from their previous work. Square. I mean, I know that Square is not the same company it was when the classic Final Fantasies, or at least classic for North America, because I know that the first 1 through 6 were very popular overseas, and then they became popular over here, kind of in the niche crowd. I know 6, people will go to the mat and die on the hill for 6. And I respect 6. It's the predecessor for 7 in more than just numerical order. But there was something about that time, the late 90s and the early 2000s. That was like, to me, that was like the golden age of video games. That was when all the stuff that like captured everybody's imaginations came out. The stuff coming out now, it's enough to capture your imagination to an extent, but it's like, I don't know, I guess maybe this is just me, maybe this is just because I experienced the advent of the stories and whatnot, not stories, what am I saying, I experienced the advent of storytelling in video games, I think. Or like the best part of it, really. I I don't care what anyone says. There's a ton of people out there who are just like, oh my god, you know what my favorite game is? It's Mario. Mario's the best. Mario's but let me tell you something about Mario. I couldn't give two craps about Mario. Okay? Mario, it's nonsensical. As George Costanza would put it, it's just masturbation. You're a little guy running to the right, jumping on things, and it looks like you probably were doing mushrooms because you're in this bizarre fantasy world where the recurring theme is mushrooms. I never got into Zelda. I know Zelda is a big one though. Zelda is not a game I can really disrespect. It's got the legacy and it's got the chops. I never got into that concept of playing as the little elf guy and constantly reincarnating into the same dynamic. It's very, to me, it's reminiscent of the whole, oh look, Bowser kidnapped Princess Peach again. Oh, she's in another castle. You're gonna have to go find her. If Princess Peach hasn't learned by now how to create some, defenses, Princess Peach should realize that she is a target by now. Bowser seems to get his hands on her pretty easily. So much for the palace guards, right? Huh? Those toadstool guys, yeah. Must be something going on with the politics of the Magic Kingdom or the Mushroom Kingdom, whatever the hell. Yeah, that's what should be done. Somebody needs to do Game of Thrones, but it's set in the Mario universe so that we can have some context to learn about, why Princess Peach sucks at castle defense. But anyway, I'm really excited about Final Fantasy VIII coming out next month. Really, it's kind of sad when you think about it, the fact that everybody's mainly excited about stuff that's come out before that is just being kind of re-released with some slight enhancements. Something needs to change, because that, as much as I enjoy being cynical and I love making fun of bad things and all, I miss looking forward to new games and new movies and new TV shows and stuff. It's hard to nowadays, because you never know. You see trailers for things, that look awesome, and then when you get into it, you find out, oh, that was all just a pretext so the creator could talk down your throat about some subject or whatever. It's like nobody really gives a shit about mythos or world building anymore. It's like that's all kind of tertiary. That's all considered fluff. That's why, to bring up my absolute favorite example of a media entertainment conglomerate that does everything the wrong way, in my view, Disney, the thing I love that Disney's doing, I may have brought this up in a previous video, but I don't care. I want to bring it up again just because. Disney's habit of, I remembered I was arguing about The Last Jedi with somebody online. And I was saying how, there was this was missing from the movie, this wasn't in the movie, they never explained this. And the person's response was like, oh, they explained that. It's just like they explained it in this special thing that you had to go read online or whatever. Like, they explained it. So what you're telling me is that they decided to forego world building and story development and everything and plot structure for the sake of the emotional crap that they really wanted to jam in there. They essentially, it's like you cannot So you're telling me you cannot understand this story completely without supplemental reading material? That's not a sign of a good film. Okay? That is the sign of a bad film, when you need supplemental material to explain what you just saw. The point of telling, the big thing about narrative film is that the audience is supposed to be able to walk away from the film knowing everything that they should be knowing about that particular story, that particular thing, you know. Now, great, obviously, yeah, nobody's going to be super anal about it, but I mean, still. You know, it's like, if you're going to tell a story, tell a complete story. But anyway, this has been quite a meandering video. It started, you know, I was just mainly happy about Final Fantasy VIII. I really didn't have much to critique today. But you know, I can always go off on a tangent no matter what, because I'm just still in just complete shock that, you know, so few people in the entertainment industry really care, or at least seem like they don't care. Anyway, once again, our 48-page genre-blending action-adventure badass graphic novel, Outlaw Nights, is going to be coming to Indiegogo on September 24th. It is going to be the first of hopefully a 6-issue series, and hopefully I'd like to continue it after 6 issues. But again, all of those plans will not matter unless you like it. So be sure to click on the email page, the emailer in the description below, to sign up for updates. I have yet to do any email updates because I feel like we just haven't, the list isn't big enough just yet to start doing that. Plus, we've got about a month and a day. No, we have a day less than a month. We have a day less than a month till Outlaw Nights. So get ready, guys. I'm excited. I mainly want the book to come out so I can read it. That's what I want. Part of why I decided to start dabbling in comics was because when I saw just how much of the people in comics right now seem to care so little about the stories and everything, I feel like, you know, a newbie like me should have a decent shot. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I will be back with another video tomorrow. I'm thinking about talking about the Arrowverse, but I'm not too sure because I know a lot of people have kind of covered a lot of what the Arrowverse stuff, and pretty much most of my thoughts on the Arrowverse have been kind of voiced by other people. But I may do it anyway because I do, you know, my take is usually unique enough. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow.